HighTimeToAwake.com presents High Time to Awake. Bible Prophecy with Craig C. White. Today's study is titled Ezekiel 38, verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. Today they are all fighting in Syria. I know that a lot of people say that Gog in Ezekiel chapter 38 refers to Russia, but I think Gog refers to Turkey. Gog is the land of modern Turkey. Magog is its leader. Ezekiel 38 describes a Turkish-led invasion into Israel. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 5 describes the armed forces that will join Turkey in its invasion into Israel. Turkey will be joined by Iran, which is Persia, Ethiopia, which I believe is represented by Sudan, and Libya. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 5 also describes an event that is happening now. The Free Syrian Army is fighting against Syrian President Bashar Assad and the Syrian Army. The Free Syrian Army is advertised as being Syrian freedom fighters, but they aren't. They are a band of foreign jihadists fighting to install Muslim Brotherhood leadership in Syria. So what current event is Ezekiel 38 verse 5 describing? Soldiers from Turkey, Iran, Sudan, and Libya are fighting in Syria today. The Free Syrian Army is made up of mostly Libyans and is fighting under Turkish leadership. Reports are mixed, but the rebel army fighting against Assad and the Syrian army may consist of some 300,000 troops. Their general is Mahdi al-Harati, commander of Libya's Tripoli Brigade. The fighters are not Syrians from Damascus or Aleppo, but they are imported jihadists. The Syrian people are working to identify and remove the foreign fighters. In the field, the vast majority of freedom fighters are under Turkish command. The fighters are professionals who fought in Afghanistan, Bosnia, Chechnya, or Iraq. The largest contingency of the Free Syrian Army is made up of Al-Qaeda terrorists from Libya. Add to the mix jihadists from Iraq and Jordan, and you have the Free Syrian Army. Hezbollah militia from Iran and Sudan are also fighting in Syria against the Free Syrian Army. In Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 6 following, Gomer and Togarmah are people who settled in today's Turkey. They are joined by many people in their invasion into Israel. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. In Ezekiel 38, Turkey leads the bands from Iran, Sudan, and Libya into Israel. The Turkish army is now conveniently amassed on the Syrian border. It is my contention that the Turkish-led Free Syrian Army will destroy Damascus as prophesied in Isaiah 17 verse 1 and Jeremiah chapter 49 verses 24 through 27, and then possibly turn south a few miles into Israel. The stage is now set for the first part of the battle of Gog and Magog described in Ezekiel chapter 38. This is a situation that the church should be watching. It is high time to awake. Also, watch my video Bible studies titled Magog Made Easy and Magog Made Easier on YouTube, as well as Damascus, Syria in Bible prophecy. To read my full commentary, go to HighTimeToAwake.com. You may also contact me through the website, as well as check out my new book. Thanks. High Time to Awake now has 3 new ebooks out. The first one is The Fall of Satan and the Rise of the Antichrist. It is packed with Bible prophecy that is essential for us to understand today, as well as explaining how the revealing of the Antichrist is a sign of the rapture. This book contains some of my most important commentary. God's Great Expectations is a book about God's desire to know us and about the ramifications of knowing Him or rejecting Him. It will challenge and inform every Christian. It contains an in-depth definition of hell in the Bible and a map of heaven. The Last Jews in Jerusalem chronicles the trial of the nation of Israel during the Great Tribulation period. Happily, it also explores the return of the Shekinah glory to Jerusalem and the return of all believing Jews to Israel and life after the tribulation. Hello, this is Craig C. White. Please check out my website at hightimetoawake.com. And while you're there, check out my new book, High Time to Awake, 7 Misinterpreted Bible Prophecies. It contains several commentaries about prophecies that are about to happen in the world today, including Magog Made Easy, which is about an invasion of Israel led by Turkey, and also in chapter 1, the fall and rise of the Antichrist, which tells us that the revelation of the Antichrist on earth is the sign of the rapture. These are important issues for Christians to understand today, so please check out the book at hightimetoawake.com, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.